So my name is Omar Rampersad. It is 3:38 p.m., September 19, 2019. I just posted a video about the signals in my body, and that video showed that the signals coming off my body is sometimes higher than the signals coming off a live wire. The electrical currents in my body sometimes are higher than coming off a live wire. So, in my research, I have determined, or I've seen the pattern where when these electrical currents are high, I get heart palpitations, I feel anxious, I'm in pain, in general, overall pain. Also, there are some sharp pains as I'm pulsed with different frequencies. So, different frequencies generate certain different levels of pain. And depending whether it's focused or general, depending on how high the beam is, how wide the beam is, how thin the beam is, um, it it causes. And I just got a pulse of pain, and you can see the numbers change there, just as a demonstration. See the electrical number there, and I'll give you a little bit of a demonstration here that I showed more clearly in the last video. But here is the detector with no contact. It's not plugged in, and my hand is not touching. Put my hand on, and I just got pulsed on this hand around the elbow. See the number? Take my hand away. See how high that number is? Take my hand away. Put my hand back. Take my hand away. Right hand. So the right hand has higher electricity than the left. Um, my shoulder is hurting, so constantly. So the right side is tagged constantly. The left side, I just got a pulse. So the pulse is generating that current you're seeing right there. Take my hand away. So there is a difference between the right and the left side because there is a difference between the strength of the tagging and the pulsing. One side is higher, one side is lower. And that would also explain the burning sensation of the hand and anywhere else in the body that's pulsed. So the psychological effects of these signals, if it's high enough, you will feel anxious, um, you will feel pain, you'll feel discomfort, um, and it could also make you feel fearful. Now, if you combine these signals with physical harassment, stalking, verbal harassment, insults, effing whore, as an example, then the intention of this kind of combined harassment, the covert one and the not so covert one, the verbal and the physical, the intention of all of this combined, all of these factors combined, is to get you out of control, is to push you over the edge, to make you do something violent, react in a way that will make you get committed, act weird. Keep in mind that the people who are running this program are following you around and recording you and making notes about you. Also, keep in mind that since these signals are not disclosed, and obviously they're not going to be disclosed, and not admitted to in courts or anywhere else for that matter, uh, when a judge looks at the reports, the judge is not going to say, "Oh, gee, the signals are causing it," which is a fact. But this is not going to be talked about in a court. So I have I have definitely observed the way I feel and observed a clear pattern and a clear correlation, almost undeniable correlation between the signals and the way I feel. So if this technology is being used on people who are not aware that the technology is being used, then of course you can have catastrophic effects. People will do violent acts because it's driving you to do violent acts. It's driving you to make you feel fearful, to act violently, to be anxious, to overreact. It can do that. Now, my way of dealing with it is verbalizing what I'm aware of, as I'm doing right now. This is a form of verbalization. Verbalizing. Of course, I don't vent outside in public. But if I'm in genuine danger, like somebody comes up to me and say, get out the store, of course, I have a right to self-defense, and that has nothing to do with these signals. But the people who are running this program will report my act of self-defense as being over anxious, being over fearful, being irrational, and so on, because this is a targeting program. This is a form of targeting. I do not carry weapons. I carry a backpack with me because I shop. Don't have a car right now because my car is also a target. Lots of money spent to repair all the time, so I parked it. Um, so I walk. I do everything on foot. I take the bus. I carry my knapsack because I shop on the way. There is no, there are no weapons in my knapsack. There are no weapons in my purse. My biggest weapon is my cell phone. I tweet. I document what I see, and I blog about it as I'm doing right now. So people who are taking my venting inside of my home and recording it and saying, "Gee, I'm scared of this person," have no right to do so. What I say inside of my home is nobody's business. It does not reflect mental illness. It reflects my way of dealing with my being harassed by these signals and by people outside and inside of my home. People will come knocking on my door to harass me. There's all kinds of harassment outside the window all the time. Verbalization is one of my way of dealing with this. Meditation and all that is another way of doing it, another personal routines that I go through. But there is no violence here. I do not believe in violence. It will never happen because I'm aware of what's going on and I'm in control of what's going on. It really doesn't matter what kind of frequency weapons are aimed at me. There's never going to be any violence, ever. First of all, because I know that's what is intended. And by that fact alone, it's going to negate any tendencies to become violent because I will not give the people running this program the satisfaction of having that happen. Number one. And number two, naturally, I'm not inclined to be violent. And I don't believe in violence as a solution to any situation. And it's not going to happen. It really doesn't matter how much pain I'm in. I may pass out, but you will not get violence. So there are lies being told by people in this building. There are lies being told when the alert system is put on and the red alert, yellow alert, orange alert is put on and I get mobbed and harassed. These are lies, intentional lies. Now, this whole program, everything I talked about, I believe is based on a satanic agenda. And I alluded to this in several of my tweets. It's a satanic agenda. It's logging into somebody using these signals much the same way as you log into a cell phone or a computer and being a double to the person, constantly logging on, being privy to every single act and every word that comes out of the victim's mouth. This is satanic. No privacy is satanic. Torture that I demonstrated just now is satanic. Trafficking, trafficking, remote rape, these are all satanic agenda. Passing people around, making people common, this is all based on a satanic agenda. I'm just the opposite. And there'll be no change. It's impossible, will not happen. It's the equivalent of saying that there's not going to be a day tomorrow. That's going to change. You're going to change the fact that there's going to be another day tomorrow. It's not going to happen. It cannot happen. Simply cannot happen. There are some people in this world that cannot be converted. Talk to you another time.